into today's reading, I just want to say thanks to Keen for sponsoring today's video. If you are looking for a personalized and accurate reading to your unique situation, then I highly recommend Keen. So I got a reading from Keen not too long ago, and it was honestly the best thing I ever did. My reader's name was Cynthia, and she was so amazing. I so much gratitude to her and her gifts, honestly. She was so genuine, so honest. She made me feel so comfortable asking her the questions I asked. I had two questions. One was a financial question I had, and the other was a family related question that I had, and she answered everything to my liking, with great detail, more than I could ask for, honestly. And I did choose an online chat, which was perfect for me and so convenient, but she does offer phone chats if that is something that you prefer. But as well as many other readers who offer online chats or phone chats, but everything that she picked up on, you guys, literally 100% accurate and true. I'm so happy I found her. So I highly suggest you give Keen a try. It's always nice to get a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer from an objective point of view. And Keen connects you with talented readers and astrologers 24/7. So if you want to get a reading from Keen like I did, it's super easy to start. All you have to do is create an account, and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of tarot readers and astrologers who are online right now. And each reader has a unique specialty designed to provide you deeper and inner understanding to your unique situation, no matter what it is. So if you have a question about your love life, about whether your person wants to commit, whether there's a third party, if it's a financial situation, a career, family, whatever the case may be, Keen has a reader ready to provide you the clarity and insights you're looking for. Just choose the reader that best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them over the phone or online chat. And as a new customer, you can get your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is amazing. That's up to a $99 in savings, you guys. What? I know, which is so great, especially during these very tight, financially challenging times that we're going through, that many of us are going through. So it's always, nice to get some type of deal or help, especially when it comes to personal guidance and spiritual guidance and stuff like that. So just click the link in my description box if you are wanting to save on your first reading. And without further ado here, let's get back to your reading. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. This is Love, Truth, and Wisdom Tarot Guidance. I hope you all are having an enjoyable day wherever you are, and I hope you all are doing well. So today I'm here to bring you another pick a card reading, and today we are asking the question or looking into what is about to happen in your love life. So we have here 3 piles to choose from. We have the first pile here with engagement, the second pile here with serendipity, and the third pile with desire. Feel free to pick more than one if you feel guided to do so, or if you have maybe more than one person in mind. Just keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not all the messages will resonate, and that's okay. Just take what does and leave what doesn't. I am available for personal readings. If you feel guided to get a personal reading from me, all the information will be down below in the description box. And then I just want to give a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing, subscribing, supporting me and my channel in whatever way you feel guided to do so. Thank you all so much for your support. Even though I haven't been as active as I would like, I'm going through my own stuff and transformation and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to give you guys some readings while I'm doing that. I'm feeling much more balanced and grounded, so yeah, that's a good thing. But yeah, just thank you guys for being so patient with me and for continuing to watch my older videos, which are timeless, and supporting me by getting a reading from me, or a card pull that I do on my Instagram or something like that. But just thank you all so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. So without further ado here, let's get on to your reading. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the engagement pile, then this is your reading for what's about to happen in love for you. So interesting stuff. So engagement. Now we do have marriage here. So for some, not all, clearly are going to get engaged or married, but if it's relevant for you, depending on where you are with your person, your situation, that is a possibility I do see as what is about to happen. You could become engaged to this person, getting married, or you could just be deepening the commitment with this person. This person could propose to you, or definitely I just see a new phase or next phase in your relationship with this person, most definitely, but it's going to be different for all of you. But for some, I do see marriage or getting engaged as that being like the next phase, or like, the next phase in your relationship. But overall, I do see what's about to happen in love for you guys is a deepening of the commitment, or a next phase in your relationship in the commitment. Now, we have here mistakes, admitting, and reciprocate. So I do feel like it could be, for some, you haven't spoken to this person in a while, or the last time you spoke, there were a lot of misunderstandings, or maybe an argument, or some type of like just not seeing eye to eye, some disagreements. I do see this recovering. I'm hearing the word recover. So you are going to recover from this. You both are going to recover from this. I do feel like you both want to give this another chance, because you both have taken some time and some space, some distance apart, to get clear about what it is you want and what it is you both are willing to work on, or admit, or put an effort towards. So I do see here that someone, or maybe even both of you, has undergone some type of awakening. So we have awakening here. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. I feel like this is both of you. I feel like this could quite possibly be your twin flame if you resonate with that term. It doesn't have to be. But overall, I do see that this is a highly evolved spiritual connection. It's solidified in spirit. It's meant to help you both spiritually evolve and grow, and remember who you are and why you're here and why you came here, and discover your true purpose spiritually from a spiritual perspective. And I do feel like this is something you both don't want to give up on, and you both don't want to like see end. You want to solidify it more, which is why you both are willing to give this a second chance, because you both have undergone some type of deep spiritual awakening, spiritual transformation, where you both are ready to admit your mistakes and realize that everyone makes mistakes. We're human. Humans are just flawed in a general sense, but that's no reason to like, let go of something, or, like there's no reason to kind of create obstacles and challenges where no obstacles and challenges need to be. Like, or it's like the way in which you overcome these obstacles and challenging times, is what is going to solidify this connection even more. And it doesn't have to be in a dramatic or loud or aggressive or argumentative way. It's about balance, and it's about reciprocating, and it's about remembering why you both are together in the first place, and admitting where you're wrong and where they're wrong, and where you can make things right, and where you can put things back together again, as if in more in terms of like coming into like alignment, and like basically like agreeing to disagreeing, so to speak, because you both are already together in spirit. You both are already aligned and connected and committed, and that's never changed. That's never been the case. It's been your humans maybe trying to kind of egoically control the situation or control the relationship, and making it something that it's not, or making it something that it's not necessarily meant to be, but more like needing to go with the flow, and more needing to like solidify a better and set a solid foundation of stability, because we do have two cards here of warning, and which speak about red flags and speak about like obstacles and like maybe like drama or like challenges and stuff like that. And I feel like the challenge was balance. Like balance was a challenge. I feel like one person was giving too much to this relationship, or was doing too much, or one person was doing one thing and the other person was doing one thing. There wasn't like a cohesive balance, and like there wasn't cohesiveness. It's like I think a lot of ego was kind of showing its ugly head here, and like making things harder than what it is. And there wasn't really a reciprocation, or there wasn't a reciprocation of like expressed feelings, because you both share the same feelings. You both feel the same way, no matter what that is. So if one person feels neglected, the other person feels neglected. If one person feels like they've made a mistake, the other person feels like they made a mistake. It's just a mirroring thing here that I see going on. So I think there is going to come a time where you both are ready to admit this, and admit errors, and put things right again, because I think things have been off balance and have been like in a place of disconnect on a human level for far too long. And I think you both are well aware of this, and have awakened to the fact where it doesn't have to be like this. You just have to like make a move, take that inspired action, and like reach out or admit, in a way where it's very humbling and very vulnerable, because the other person feels the same way as well. So I do feel like there's this like humble, vulnerable expression of shared feelings. And I think this might be, because we have social media, this might be over social media. You might start the conversation over social media, and or I just feel like there's been this like expression. Maybe you've been posting a lot of stuff about love, or about twin flames, or about awakening on your social media, maybe even about marriage or something like that, or this person has. But I just feel like there's been a lot of reminiscing. Maybe you've been seeing like old pictures that you both posted together, being together on your social media or something like that. Maybe even you both have tried dating other people, but I feel like it hasn't been working out. it's been causing more of an imbalance because you don't want to date other people, you want to date each other. But I think your egos are just like, oh no, we've made too many mistakes, or oh no, like I'm too prideful to admit I was wrong, or to admit I missed them, or to admit like I still love them, I still have feelings for them, so I should just move on. But it's like every time you or this person, whether this is you or this person, anytime either one of you try to move on, it just creates more of an imbalance and more of like a distrust in your relationship, especially on spiritual terms, and more of like just an uncomfortability that is just, it's not something you want to do because you don't want to. You want to be together, you want to give this another chance, this is your counterpart, you want to solidify this on a human 3D level because it's already solidified and, you know, perfectly in alignment in the spiritual realm. I do think there could be this discussion about friends. If friends was an issue, or friends was interfering in your connection, there could be some admitting about maybe your person spending too much time with friends, or people who they perceived as friends weren't really friends. There was a lot of red flags. I feel like there's a lot of red flags around friends, around who's your friend, or like the definition of friend. And I think it was getting in the way a little bit in this connection. If that's not the case, I do feel like you both are wanting to admit that you need to be friends first. You need to set a solid foundation of like trust, support, and loyalty before you can move towards marriage and towards solidifying this union on a 3D level, because it's already a sacred union spiritually. You're already married spiritually. So it's about like grounding that physically here. That has been a bit of a challenge. And it's because there's a lot of pride here about mistakes and admitting errors and stuff like that. But when you come from a place of compassion, you come from a place of like your higher knowledge, which I'm sure you both know, like you're spiritual beings having a human experience. We all make mistakes. You know what I mean? This is the whole part of being human, is so we can learn and grow and evolve from them, and anchor our true selves and our true knowledge and our true wisdom of like what that means. Like, because in spiritual knowledge, there's nothing is a mistake. Everything has everything has a lesson. Everything is a lesson. Everything has something you can learn from it, something you can grow from it. Everything is just allowing you both to become more aware of who you truly are in a way that's more balanced, in a way that's more like harmonious with your true connection to your higher self and your true connection to each other. So I think you're like just admitting that, coming from that perspective, and you're able to admit that to each other. You're able to admit like, hey, I wasn't in alignment last time. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like I wasn't connected last time. I know we did this, and I know I did that, and I know like we all make mistakes. We all come out of alignment. We all disconnect at times, and we do things out of not in our integrity. We do things that we do things that are not authentic. We do things that are not of our highest, and just allowing that room for error and that room for discussion and just overcoming that, it's going to make a world of difference in your relationship, honestly. So yeah, it's really, I like this energy. It's really about coming together. It's really about solidifying, becoming more balanced in your human, in the 3D, as if you were, as to mirror the balance you have in the spiritual realm. It's about solidifying something, moving towards a sacred union of marriage, of deepening this commitment, of taking this relationship to the next phase. Because it's like, even if you haven't spoken to this person in a really long time, I do think it's like anytime you both come together, it's like nothing, it's like you haven't missed a day of speaking. You know what I mean? It's like it's like you're just picking up where you left off, because you're already committed in the spiritual realm. Like, you know what I mean? So you're just kind of catching up with yourselves, so to speak. So there's no time lapse, really, because this is like, there's no space time and our time in two totally different times. So it's like everything that's already happened in your relationship, every commitment, marriage, stuff like that, that's already solidified, already done. It's just there. It's already done. It's just waiting for your human selves to catch up to it, which is why this may go a little faster than you maybe have thought, or this may be a little bit more easier than you may have thought. The more that you're in alignment with yourself and you just allow your higher selves to guide you through this, and not allow your ego to get too involved with the details, but just like allow yourself to kind of go with the flow with this, both of you, the more you're just going to be like, oh, like this was easy, or you're just going to create that like quick, perfect balance of harmony, which you already have. You're just solidifying it in the 3D, if that makes sense. You're solidifying it with your humans. with your human avatars, basically, which is beautiful because it's like you've already undergone the spiritual transformation on a human level. You already are like in union with yourselves. I really do feel that. And it's just about like kind of, what's the word I want to use? It's about, I think you're just not grieving, forgiving yourself for when you weren't in alignment, when you weren't in union, when you weren't in your integrity and you weren't being authentic. I think it's just the last little remnants of like forgiveness, releasing tension, releasing the past, and just starting from where you are now and what you know now, basically. Which I love. This is beautiful. So yeah, so that is what I see for you guys. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this provided you with some deeper insight and guidance to your situation. If not, feel free to pick another pile. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you all later. Take care. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Serendipity group, then this is your reading for what's about to happen in love for you. So this had like a similar theme to Pile 1, not really, but if you feel guided to listen to Pile 1, then that makes sense. It had the theme of like disagreement and forgiveness, but totally different context. This one has a totally different context as well. But anyways, so I feel like what's about to happen in love for you is a friendship with someone that you were dealing with that you have or you had or still have romantic feelings for, but you couldn't make the romance side of the relationship work. I feel like you're now going to solidify a friendship with this person. And I think you've been guided to do this for a while because it's just been really hard for you to kind of get on the same page when it comes to romance, when it comes to like commitment, when it comes to like just being in a romantically committed relationship. I think there's been a lot of arguments, and I think there's been a lot of like codependencies and misunderstandings, and definitely a lot of triggers, maybe even a lot of like fighting from time to time, even though the romantic feelings are there. And I do think you both still have love for each other, but I do think it needs to be expressed in a friendship type of way at this moment. And again, I think you already know this. I feel like I'm not telling you something you already don't know. Your intuition is already guiding you to do this. I think there's just been so many disagreements, and it could be like around money for a lot of you, or just obstacles around money. It could be a lot about unhealed wounds from the past that crept in your relationship, and maybe just a lot of secrets about like belief systems or like feelings around money, around woundings and stuff like that that you both haven't been honest about, or when you both are finally like in this honest, or were honest, or you're about to be honest about this, you're gonna understand that it's best to kind of like take a break and give this relationship from a romantic perspective a rest and just be friends. Because I do feel like you can be and have a successful relationship with this person. You can be a successful couple, but it starts as friends. And I think you both weren't really solidified in the friendship before when you started this. So I think you're gonna have to do like almost like you're doing a U-turn. You're gonna have to start over and just be friends with this person first to kind of like sort through your own shit, because I feel like there's stuff that this person has to sort through when it comes to like their finances, like financial challenges are affecting this connection. I do feel like this person's beliefs about finances are affecting this connection, and maybe your beliefs about finances. It's become a huge obstacle, and it's become a huge like source of contention and a lot of disagreements where you both maybe aren't in a place to agree to disagree yet. I do feel like you can get there, or you both are in a place where you're agreeing to disagree and you're deciding to take things apart now, like to kind of separate basically. I don't know if this is like a breakup or more of a separation. I'm feeling more of a separation. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but in sense where you both are like separating so that maybe one day you can get back together is what I'm getting. Because I'm not getting like full-blown breakup. I'm getting like you both need space, you both need time to kind of do your own thing and being separate. Because you're like, I feel like you're in different places in your life right now, and you both are like maybe even living separate lives already, kind of, or maybe you feel this way and your person feels this way, and it's because there's a lot of unhealed wounds that are blocking this from moving forward in the successful way that you both want. Because I think either you both are not allowing yourselves to be honest with yourselves or with each other, or there's a lack of clarity. There's things that need to be revealed within yourselves before you can come together in a healthy romantic way. So I think basically like forgiveness is definitely needed, patience is definitely needed. And I think which I think is not a coincidence that the light is shining so bright on this card in the middle, protected. It says protected, but you can't see it. And I think that's definitely a sign saying that you are protected by going forward in the way that you want to go forward, which is like, I feel like starting over and becoming friends with this person and like putting the romantic stuff to the side. I think you're definitely guided to do this. I can't stress this enough. I feel like you're so guided to do this. It's undeniable. You can't deny it. You can't deny the truth of what's happening and what has happened and what you want moving forward. I think it's just for the best for both of you to be able to kind of separate and do your own thing for a while and just remain friends and see where this goes, because I feel like there's just been a lot of deception, honestly, with the snake here. Even though you both are super attracted to each other, I'm not denying that there's not feelings and attraction and love and affection and emotions here, but that has been like a little bit of a distraction with the bigger issues here. It's not enough. Basically, it's not enough to just be romantically attracted to each other and be in love and affectionate and like, whatever the case may be, because it's causing this like toxic side in your relationship. And toxic is a strong word, I don't want to use toxic, but it's not causing it, but because there's not a solid foundation of trust and loyalty and support and understanding and a maturity to agree to disagree to certain things, the heightened of emotions and romantic feelings is kind of upside down, turning on its head in a toxic way, where there's like misunderstandings where there doesn't need to be misunderstandings, and there's maybe fighting and arguing where there doesn't need to be fighting and arguing, and there's codependencies where there doesn't need to be codependency. And it has nothing to do with each other, you both being in a relationship. It has to do with what you both aren't willing to discover and see within yourselves and what you're bringing to the table. It's hard to see what you're bringing to the table when you're with that other person, basically. And I feel like it's come to the point where you both are starting to understand, like, okay, hey, this isn't healthy. This is not something that I want to continue doing. We're not seeing eye to eye. We're not in the place where we're able to agree to disagree. So we're going to have to take a break. We're going to have to take some space. We're going to have to like move apart for now and see if we can discover some new truths and kind of heal some wounds that are blocking forward movement in in your own personal lives and in your lives in terms of your like relationship with each other. And like I said, I think a lot of this has to do with financial stuff. It doesn't have to be, but or your beliefs about finances, or some wounds, some financial wounds, maybe around your worth, your value, what you bring to the table. I think maybe you both want to be more solidified in your like career, your finances before you're in a romantic relationship. It could be that's the truth, or one of your truths. Like one of like you or the other person or both of you. And I think this just it's patience. You both need to be patient with each other. And if you can't be patient with each other together, then it's time to kind of separate and be patient with yourselves apart. But just know you are protected. This whole situation is protected. Your relationship with this person is protected. And it's being divinely guided to go in this direction. And I think you know that. I think you both know that, honestly. And this is something that it may be hard to hear, and it may be hard to kind of be honest about with yourselves, but it's like you both know this. Even if this is not spoken about, you both know that this is the way that needs to go right now for whatever reason. And then, down the road, if you both are in this place where you have healed these wounds and like, healed these wounds financially and are in a place where you can be more honest and mature and clear and kind of discover any like hidden dark secrets that you're keeping out of fear of not being loved or out of fear of being judged, the more that you can discover those, the more that you'll be able to come back together. Because I don't see this as something that's over forever. I think it just needs a break right now. I think there needs to be a time of friendship right now. There needs to be a time, because it's just getting too much. I'm just saying, it's just getting way too much. And it's just, there needs to be a space and time of forgiveness. And I don't think you both can do that together like that. There's too much tension here is what I'm getting. There's just so much tension between you both of things that are said or not being said. And I think you both just need space, honestly, is what I'm getting. And I do think with the Serendipity card, this is definitely meant to happen, like I said, but also the chance of getting back together and coming back together are also very high as well. If that's something you both want. Now, everything can change. You have free will, stuff like that. But I think you're going to see a lot of signs and maybe even number patterns and like serendipitous moments that are telling you this is the best route to go in and that it's okay. Because you both still, because I think this is part of your soul contracts together. To be honest, I think you both have a soul contract, and this is part of it, is to separate, is to kind of go through this phase of separation and just be friends for right now until you both figure out what's going on within you both, until you both are willing to be more honest and discover some truths and some unhealed wounds and obstacles within yourselves, and can, like, make peace with that and forgive yourself. And then, you're going to be able to forgive each other a lot more, because I do think there's this kind of like resentment that's building up between you both. And I don't think you both want it to come to that point. So I think it's best to kind of like just for you both. I think you both know it's just best for you both to separate at this moment in time in this way and just be friends. Like I said, your intuition's already telling you this anyways. This is nothing new. And kind of put yourselves first a little bit. I think there's this energy of needing to put yourselves first and needing to focus on yourselves and any wounds that you have. And I think you both really want to focus on your finances and your career or your work. Something like that is important to you both. And I think you both are having a hard time doing that and being in a relationship. And I think being honest about that, at least to yourself, will help you make this decision a lot more easier, because you're loving yourself and you're loving this person by like freeing them, because they want to do the same thing. You know what I mean? I think you both just have different ways of going about it. And it's not really supporting a romantic relationship right now. It's supporting friendship, but not really a committed relationship right now. The commitment, that is kind of creating tension, unnecessary tension. And I think you know this, because it's just not the right time for that right now. I think it's time for friendship. And I think it's time for space and like learning how to be loyal and supportive and trusting to yourselves and to each other without the romantic feelings getting involved, basically. But yeah, so that's what's about to happen in love. It feels bittersweet, but I do feel like on a very strong intuitive level, you know what I'm talking about. Like, this is something that you've already been thinking about, discussing, maybe even going through. And it's just kind of like giving you that extra boost of like, okay, you're on the right path. I think this is what this reading is doing for you guys, if you resonate with this. If not, please pick another pile. I know this was like a specific message, which kind of had really nothing to do with pile. It was different. It, like, the disagreement and the forgiveness was different in pile one. So feel free to watch pile one if you feel guided, but it's totally different, like context, basically, which is what I said. Okay, I'm done rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helped. I'm sending you all so much love, and I will talk to you all later. Take care. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the desire group card, then this is your reading for what's about to happen in love. Okay, I don't know why all of a sudden during your reading I just got super cold and chilly, and I was fine during the other 2 readings. So that could be a sign. Maybe you're really cold right now, or you feel like you're out in the cold with your person, because we have separation here. You feel like it's just never going to warm up between you both, or like where you're at, or right now. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's some type of coldness going on between you both, or you feel cold toward this person, or you feel like this person's being cold towards you. I do see that changing. Most definitely. I feel like if you are in separation with this person right now, that is about to come to an end. I do feel like there has been lately this strong magnetic pull, like pulling you both towards each other again, which means you both have learned a lesson in when it comes to this like separation phase in your life. You both have learned the lesson of why this phase was important, why this was necessary, and why you both chose to create this type of separation, quote unquote, phase in your relationship. You both teach each other many, many lessons. I feel like this is definitely a highly spiritually evolved connection, and this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson, and you're in this person's life to teach them a spiritual lesson. This is true love, and this is an emotional and physical, unconditionally loving connection where you both have like strong emotional connection to one another. Now, that can become an attachment if it's not properly balanced or dealt with in a way that's union, like solidified in terms of union, like inner union. If it's like met with negative belief systems, then that is going to create attachments. If it's met with positive belief systems, positive meaning, connection, union, togetherness, solidification, then it's going to be a very strong emotional, physical, and unconditional loving relationship that you both share, which you both share eternally, infinite. What the hell am I trying to say? You both are true loves in spirit. You both share this very spiritual bond where you both are just unconditionally loving in a general sense, but it's like about solidifying that and grounding that within your humans, within this 3D physical reality, basically. Jeez. Okay. So yes, both are desiring each other. You both are wanting to come together. I feel like the only last little step, or the only last little thing that's kind of, making or breaking this separation phase is your expectations. So Spirit is really wanting you to pay attention to your expectations and have, at best have no expectations, but we're all human, have realistic expectations. And realistic expectations can mean something different to you, to this person, to me. It's different for everyone. It's objective. So the more that you can have no expectations, I think would be best, and just kind of follow your intuitive guidance. Does the situation align with your values and morals? Are you in your integrity? Are you being authentic? And not to allow certain addictions like fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, chasing, obsession, strong desire, lust, to kind of create unrealistic expectations or expectations that are not in your integrity, basically. Because I do feel like you coming back together with this person is another lesson about your expectations. And the more that you can be honest and vulnerable, because we have vulnerability here, you can be completely open and honest with the person about certain addictions or about certain attachments that you have to this person, to each other, or to other things. I feel like finances could be a certain I wanted to say toxic attachment. So you could have a really strong negative attachment to finances, based on your belief systems about finances or about abundance. So I feel like the more that you can be honest about your financial situation to each other, the more that this will like continue to go with the flow. And be honest, meaning like just be in your integrity. Like if you tend to know that you kind of fib or deceive people with what you have materially, like in terms of like let's say, for example, you're having money problems and you tend to kind of express to people the opposite of that, or you tend to kind of show people or want to like boast about how you're like doing so well financially and work is great and you have so much sex and all this success and material things, then that would be not obviously in your integrity. The more that you can be honest about why you even do that, why you have that belief system, why you have to pretend to have something or be something that you're not, the more that this there will be no separation. Separation will be a thing long in the past. And not only separation with this person, but separation with yourself. Because the more that you are not in alignment with your authentic self, with your inner being, you're not being honest about why you have certain belief systems around finances, about work, about material things, about success, the more that you become the more that you can be more in union with yourself, and thus creating union outside of yourself with this person. So there's definitely some expectations I think you have about yourself that you're holding on to that you don't need to. And in reflection, it's, you're projecting that on your person and vice versa when there doesn't need to be any of that. So be honest and open with yourself, be vulnerable with yourself, dig deep about those attachments and those addictions. And if it doesn't align with your your values and your morals, if it's not in your integrity, figure out why and change your belief system, because it has something to do with your worth and your value, how you see yourself, what you believe you need to have or you need to be in order to have love in your life, basically, is what I'm getting for most of you. It's going to be different for all of you, but that's one example or one thing that I'm picking up on really strong. And you both are in each other's lives to teach you about your value and your worth. That has nothing to do, first of all, nothing to do with anything outside of you, any material thing. It has nothing to do with work, nothing to do with money, success. We all have money problems. We all have success. We all have abundance. It just goes through cycles and phases. But that shouldn't like make or break your self-worth, your value. You are worthy and valuable no matter what you have, no matter who you are. If you exist, you are abundant. If you exist, which you do, you are worthy and you are value. And it's just more like your definitions about these things that probably need to change is what I'm getting. And by probably, I mean like most definitely, but I can't tell you what to do. You have to like go within and like, you know, listen to your own intuition when it comes to that kind of stuff. But this is why you both are in each other's lives. And I think you both are coming back together physically to reinforce this lesson. Are you in your integrity? Does this situation align with your values and morals? If not, what are your values and morals? Why doesn't it? Stuff like that, because there's love here. There's a new beginning wanting to come about from this ending of the separation cycle, which separation is not even like a real thing. You're always together. You're always connected. You're always like in union with this person. It's about where you're keeping yourself separated within yourself, and it's reflected to your environment and your person. So it's about like really seeing separation as an illusion, because it is, and knowing that you are always connected, you are always in union with yourself, and being vulnerable enough to like express that basically to yourself, at least before you both can express it to each other. Because I do feel like this person wants to express something to you. They want to be vulnerable with you about something when it comes to their attachments, their addictions, their finding, and anything can be an addiction, anything that's out of balance or anything you use to kind of make yourself feel worthy, valuable, or loved can be an addiction when you don't need anything outside of you, because everything outside of you is an illusion anyways. It all comes from your own inner self just being reflected outwardly. So it's about what you're doing or what this person's doing, what you're both doing to kind of create this like false separation. And I feel like it has to do with money or finances or like work or material things, to be honest. Which most of the time that's the case. But anyways, I do feel like, yeah, like separation is definitely like it's coming to an end. This person wants to offer you something, wants to make some type of agreement, wants to see you, wants to start again with you, wants to move on from this phase, because I do feel like they miss you and they want to see you. They want to be honest with you. I would expect some type of honest, vulnerable confession and communication from this person. And that is giving you the opportunity and showing you where you can be vulnerable and honest with this person, because the more honest and vulnerable you are with yourselves, the more honest and vulnerable you're going to be with each other. So practice that. I think might be like the number one guidance I'm seeing here right now. And you'll see it kind of being reflected in this person and in your situation, where you're going to have this new phase, like honeymoon phase, it says, where you're going to have this childlike relationship, not childish, childlike, where you both are curious about each other and open to be like, children are so vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? They just say whatever they want. They say what comes out of their mouth, and they don't think about the expectations. They don't have any expectations or consequences. They just kind of go with the flow. It's kind of like that vibe is where you're learning to be at. This is a lesson that it's teaching you how to be in that vibe, how to move on and let go of the past and let go of attachments because you don't need them, and how to have a new beginning with yourself and with this person, because there's strong chemistry between you both. That hasn't changed. There's mutual attraction. You both are admiring each other from afar, super attracted to each other. You both feel like you're the best suitor for each other. I think when you both think about each other or see each other or know you're gonna see each other, you give each other butterflies. There's so much like high intense desire and like passion and like wanting to like be together, wanting to make love, even wanting to be sexual or, you know, sexually involved with each other, that maybe, you know, and that's fine. Obviously embrace that. That's part of your connection, which is beautiful. But there's also another part where I don't think that's out of alignment or not in your integrity. I think the attachment to that is where it gets a little funny, because you're tying it to something, you're giving a definition you don't need to give it a definition about. Does that make sense? You're tying it to your worth and your value, and you don't need to. You know, you're tying your finances to your worth and your value, and you don't need to. You're, like I said, you're worthy and valuable, no matter if you have $1, $1 million, or anything in between, $1 million, it doesn't matter. Like, none of that stuff is real. All of that stuff is just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So the more that you can feel good about yourself, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you have, the more that you will see that reflected in your external environment, which literally I'm not even, and I'm saying this because I've tried this and I've also dealt with this kind of stuff and am still kind of in this lesson. It works. Trust me. Like, miracles just happen out of nowhere when you don't tie yourself to anything outside of you and you just see it as a reflection. And so you're just like, oh, it's a reflection. So what do you do when like you look in the mirror and you see your reflection is frowning? You don't change the mirror, you change you. Like, you change your state of being. You change your vibration. Like, you smile and the mirror will have no choice but to smile back. You know what I'm saying? For an example, using that towards your value and worth type of thing. So I digress. Okay, enough with the lessons. But anyways, this is what's about to happen in love. I do see like separation coming to an end, you working on this expectations you have, you learning this lesson about expectations, about true love, about, you know, your values and morals when it comes to finances and material things, and you just kind of rediscovering your true purpose in this connection, and like, you know, embracing this mutual attraction that you still feel for this person and this person still feels for you. Like I said, the more vulnerable you are with yourself, the more vulnerable this person will be to you. And they're going to ask you out. They're going to have propose an offer or some type of like agreement, wanting to see you. I think it would definitely feel like a wish come true because you'll have this new beginning with this person, which is beautiful. You both are totally different than how you both remember each other being, because you're in a different vibration, and this vibration is about honesty and vulnerability. So you both are going to be in this completely new state together, this new vibrational state together, which is going to create this like, which automatically just creates this new beginning for you both, basically this new phase, this new like, it's just, I love it. It's very sweet, it's very loving, it's very like sensual and sexy. I like it. It's very like passionate. Yeah, it's very passionate. But yeah, that is what I see for you guys. So I'm gonna leave it here. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this provided you with some deeper insight and guidance to your situation. If not, feel free to pick another pile. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.